Oh,
Using the app. Great. Okay. Hi.
hello.
Welcome.
Thanks. I got a brand new phone and we were having a difference of opinion about how the camera works in the Zoom and whether it has permission to function. But anyway, hi. Thank you for having me here this evening.
Oh, good.
Well, welcome. We're happy to have you. Apologize that, we didn't set this up a little sooner so we could advertise it a little bit. But we'll certainly record it and you can share it. We'll share it, give you an opportunity. Adelante is welcome to all Democrats in New Mexico. So any Democrat that wants to come on and share their piece, we're happy to hear from them and welcome them. So please go ahead and introduce yourself and what are you running for?
Sure. Thank you for having me here this evening. So my name is Abby Foster. I'm running for House District 27 in the Northeast Heights of Albuquerque. Um, I am challenging our incumbent rep, Marion Matthews, in the primary in June. Um, I'm an attorney. I've lived in this district almost 10 years. I represent adults with disabilities in guardianship cases. I'm raising my kids here in the district. They go to the elementary school up the street. I'm a big believer in public schools. I think every kid in New Mexico deserves a public school as good as the ones that my kids go to. We need better access to health care in New Mexico, and we need more affordable housing. And that's what I'm running on is child welfare, include schools and CYFD, healthcare, and more affordable housing. I am challenging our incumbent rep. In the primary, she's still running as a Democrat, which is a little strange. I am trying to flip this seat, is what we're trying to do. Marion Matthews votes with Republicans. She sponsors legislation mostly with Republicans. There were very few bills that she sponsored with Democrats this year. She voted absent more often than any other rep in 2025. And I think whether we agree with her or not, that's what we send her up there to do. So I think no matter what your position is on a lot of the bills, I think we can say she's not doing the job. And I have, so I'm out doing the work. I have knocked about 2,000 doors in the district at this point. I need to double check the spreadsheet, but I'm going to be done knocking the entire district myself by the end of the week. And then I will be starting a second pass by then. I don't know, but we'll be making good progress by the time the primary rolls around. And I have volunteers who are knocking hundreds more doors as well. And we are raising money and sending mail, as several of you have probably already received. But oh, you're funny. Thanks, Scotty. But so we are out working hard to flip this seat. The oh, so um, so Marion Matthews voted against. So she voted against paid family medical leave, which is why a lot of people remember her from a couple of years ago. She voted against paid sick leave during the pandemic. Last year, she voted against raising oil and gas royalties, which is money that goes to schools. And what else? Come on, brain. Oh,
Voted against, I think it was Harold Pope's Memorial 9, SM9 for studying whether this uh, state should purchase the public service company.
oh yeah, like the is that PNM or is that something else?
It was P and M, yeah.
Okay, yeah. But no, not right now. I'm in a meeting. I told you I was gonna be in a meeting. In like 10 minutes. Okay. You can have a snuggle in about 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay, did Ezra ask first?
No, he did not ask first. You can have the first one.
Okay.
Okay.
She also voted against this House version of that too, trying, I don't,
Yeah.
House Memorial 6, I think, that Patricia Roybal Caballero was sponsoring. Also about looking into, requiring renewables, and she voted against that. So,
Yeah. Yep. There's a laundry list. And I believe, I don't know, we will have it all up on the website if it's not there now. I can tell you that. And this is interesting. In the first financial reporting period of the primary, she took money from Big Pharma, and she took money from an energy company that helped fund the demolition of the East Wing and is a major Trump donor. And like, I don't know what she's thinking. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't know. It's very weird. But yeah, so we need a real Democrat in this seat, and that's what I am. So everybody in House District 27 should vote for me, including all the DTS voters who can vote now in the primary. So decline to state voters can go to any voting location and ask for whichever ballot they want. And they should ask for the Democratic ballot and vote for me.
have you been knocking on doors of DTS?
Yes. Yes, I've been knocking on Democratic primary voters and DTS voters. So I'm talking to them too.
Great.
What are some of your general impressions talking to people in your district? Are they
yeah.
like aware of Marion Matthews? Are they happy with her? Or are they kind of
Yeah, so I can count the Marion. So as I was saying, I've knocked like 2,000 doors at this point. And I can count the committed Marion fans on one hand of all of them that I've found. I knock doors and I ask people what they care about. And a lot of people tell me that they want to get Donald Trump out of the White House. And I say, yes, I do too. And you should vote for me. And I probably can't do that, but we need to be electing good people in every office we can. And so you should go vote for me. The people, in the Northeast Heights, people will tell you that it's hard to get a doctor's appointment, that it's hard to get an appointment with a specialist. And this is in the Northeast Heights of Albuquerque. Like, when we talk about healthcare deserts and the healthcare shortage, it doesn't get any better than it is here. And people here are identifying that as like their top concern. So that tells me that there's a lot we still have to do. Like, the legislature passed some changes to the medical malpractice law this session, and we're not done. If the concern is that medical malpractice insurance is too expensive, changing the malpractice law doesn't require insurance companies to do anything. Like, if you want to regulate insurance companies, we have to regulate insurance companies, and I think we should. And that's just not what the malpractice law does. Like, it's just a different thing. We need to so we do in New Mexico do student loan forgiveness for healthcare providers. It's just not as generous as it is in other states. And I think that would be a simple thing to just increase, like, let's just, I feel like the number in my head from a few years ago was like $25,000, which is not very much. Like, just bring it up to 100. Why not? And I mean, that's a relatively like straightforward change to put through the legislature. You're not doing like major surgery on a statute there. But we also need to, like, the state should take a more active role in building out rural healthcare clinics and facilities, and should pay the people that work there better than they do now. So then the private folks would have to pay their folks better. And that's how we can get people to go out to rural areas and provide healthcare services.
I read in one of her lit pieces that because she is an experienced legislator, she is better than you who have no experience with legislation. And I would like you to address that, please.
That's interesting. Could you actually text me any, so three of you that I see, I know live in the district. So when you are getting lit from her, please send it to me.
Yeah.
Actually, unless it says Friends of Abby Foster on the bottom, send me any lit. Like, send me pictures of any lit you get in this race. I want to see what, like, the independent expenditure folks are sending about her, what they're sending about me. Like, I want to see what she's sending because I haven't gotten it. So please send me all of it. And to your question, Scotty, I would say that I did. So no, I am not now in the legislature. That is true. However, I did work in the legislature in 3 sessions as a floor analyst, where I was sitting in committee meetings and writing bill analysis about different bills coming through the process. So I do know a fair amount about how the legislature works. I am an attorney myself, so I have spent a fair amount of time digging through statutes of various kinds. And I just because you are in a job does not mean you are good at that job. I'm just saying. So this year, Marion Matthews did not pass any of the bills she was sponsoring. And one of, like, this is a little inside baseball as far as criticisms go, but one of my issues with her, that's one of the reasons I'm running against her, is because she does this thing where she goes off and, like, writes legislation or has the Legislative Counsel Service write legislation, but she does it by herself. Like, and I mean, you have to be writing legislation like months before the session, right? But she's doing it by herself. She's not collaborating with people. She's not talking to stakeholders. She's not getting buy-in. And that's what you have to do if you are going to get people on board to pass the things you care about. Like, you have to work with people, you have to compromise ahead of time, you have to bring a bill forward that has a lot of buy-in already. And I'm one of the reasons I'm running against her is because she doesn't work collaboratively. And I think that's why she's ineffective.
Good.
And I would add it, the state legislature. So, we'll see what happens this November, but is a volunteer citizen legislature. So
yeah,
the idea is that you shouldn't necessarily be a professional,
yeah. And
so
that's
not a good criticism. It's like, and the
That's
idea is that
right.
anyone should be able to step into that role and, to represent their community.
Yeah. And I think you're absolutely right. And I think it's also very important that we vote to change the Constitution and pay the legislature in November. Because there's a bunch of reasons, but among them, like, and I mean, I know you guys watch coverage of the session and watch what people are saying during these legislative sessions. And I think when we pay the legislature, then we can get people in there who are going to treat it like a job and rather than a hobby. And I think when we don't pay them, we get people in there who think of it as a hobby. And I hear that when they talk about, when they say things like, oh, there are problems with this bill, but it will get fixed in the next committee. Like, you know what? It's your bill. You should have, like, if there are problems with it, maybe you should have fixed those before you introduced it. Or, you know, fix the, like, you, if it's your bill, maybe you should take charge of fixing it. And so I mean, for me, that's one of the issues with having a volunteer legislature is like New Mexico is a real state now, and I think we need to act like it.
Yeah.
One of the questions that I asked, the gubernatorial and lieutenant gubernatorial candidates is, New Mexico is very reliant on federal funding. And I asked them, whoever is the next governor will still have 2 more years of Trump's presidency to deal with. How could they best defend New Mexico when we're so reliant on federal funds? And so I would just ask you as a, what bills, as a representative, you can submit bills that could possibly help fortify us against, federal shenanigans that, we've already had to, they already had to have a special session to help fortify Medicaid. But I'm just curious if you have any ideas on how we as a state can become more self-reliant, more. Carol and I kind of got into a discussion with one of our fellow patriots about, online. New Mexico will never be able to necessarily compete with California or Texas, but there's some states that approximate our GDP and population that we could probably do better than. And I'm just curious if you have any thoughts about where New Mexico could go. What are some of your visions?
So this is like when we talk about visions, I like that brings me back to the schools. Like my kids are in elementary school, and I think it's important that we improve the quality of education in New Mexico, and that the schools be training kids to work in high-tech fields in 10, 15 more years from now, because I think that's where we're going. Like we've got the labs, and we've got the giant military presence and all this stuff. But I mean, that's a lot of that is, like that's the kind of sectors that we have in New Mexico. And then there's companies coming to Albuquerque that do things I don't understand about, like, so there was something about like nuclear salts that I don't I don't follow at all.
The thorium.
Molten salt reactors.
Molten salt reactors.
Salt reactors. Those words do not go together. And I, like if that's the kind of thing that's coming to New Mexico, like we need to be training New Mexicans to work in sectors like this.
I mean, the short version is it's a form of nuclear power that is supposed to be safer than uranium based, but the salt is highly corrosive to the equipment. And in the process of thorium, which is more abundant, it does transform into plutonium at a certain point. before it then decays. So there is still kind of like, well,
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not like,
yeah,
you know,
but it doesn't use as much
power,
water as traditional
Abby,
fission.
how you doing on time? Are you okay on time?
I
It's like
mean,
7:55.
sure, like no one in my house. So, I mean, you've seen the other inhabitants of my house and they're not screaming at this time.
Okay.
So we're good until then.
Okay.
That's my cutoff is when
Ah,
when my tiny supervisors start yelling. But
Same, same.
yeah, right. What do you need? Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, this is mommy's meeting. We're almost done. Can you go?
4 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay.
We promise.
Yep.
But I guess one bill I would, I ask anyone in the next legislative session. I'm really going to be looking for is something that addresses water, you know, in a big way, because
Yeah.
without water, there is no New Mexico. Real quick, the sunset's looking real nice right now. I don't know. I can see the Sandias right here. So
Yeah. Check it out.
I'm actually near your district at the moment. I'm at Cinelli Studios. So,
Oh, very
but
cool.
but yeah, what are your thoughts on water and of what we can do to
Yeah.
improve our water situation?
Sure. I would be talking to the experts on that one. I mean, I understand, like, I feel like I understand the issue, and I'm not coming in here with detailed solutions for how to solve the water issue. I did talk to, so while I learn all kinds of stuff when I'm out talking to people on the doors, and I found a hydrologist who told me that the state is statutorily required to fill Elephant Butte Reservoir before the northerly ones. And because of where it is and the I guess the geography around there, like it of course it evaporates so much faster than Abiquiu Lake and Navajo Lake. And that seems nuts. Like, why wouldn't you fill the ones that are going to evaporate slower? But so I mean, I'm an attorney. I represent adults with disabilities in guardianship cases. I know a fair amount about that, and I have a lot of thoughts about it. But when it comes to, the other pressing issues in New Mexico, like, I'm going to be talking to the people who know more than I do. I'm not coming into this pretending to have expertise I don't have, or with willing to die on a hill that I don't know that much about. That's not what I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to come in and listen to stakeholders. Like, I spent 5 years running mediation programs, so I can convene a table, and I want to hear what the experts have to say. I want to hear what the stakeholders have to say. I want to hear what marginalized communities have to say. And then we can come up with solutions that work for everybody.
Well, it's 7:57. Does anyone else have any questions or thoughts about what they hope for, at least the 60-day, or because it's only 8 months away, right?
Right. Abby, do you have any sense of how you're doing in comparison to your opponent?
I have not seen polling, but I have also not seen her on any doors. So, I mean, field is how you win these races, and we are doing field, and I don't think she is doing field. Like, you don't win these races with yard signs or mail, although we're going to try. But you win by knocking doors and talking to people. And that's how it goes. And so, I mean, my ask from Adelante is, if you guys would be willing to endorse me, I would love that. If Adelante has funds, we do need to be sending mail and paying for postage. And if Adelante members can contribute to the campaign, that also helps us send mail and reach out to voters, and that's what we need to be doing.
All right. With that, it is 7:59, almost 8. I guess we can call that our meeting. Thank you
Well,
very much.
Thank you all for having me this evening. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, good night, everyone.
Oh, I was
Oh,
gonna
wait, here-
quickly do a motion since
Oh,
it's
yes.
the executive committee here.
Yes.
I would like to make the motion of endorsing Abby Foster.
I second the
there-
motion.
Is there a second? Okay, let's put it to a vote.
All right, aye.
Aye.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you
Put
guys.
it on your website that Adelante
I'm
endorses.
I'm honored to accept your endorsement. Thank you all.
All right, I'll get up on the website. Excellent.
I have another question. This is for the treasurer. How
Oh.
much money could we give to Abby Foster's campaign to go along with our endorsement?
Okay, so we have a little under $4,000 in our bank account, but I mean, obviously we have other stuff we got to pay for.
So what's that, 3,500?
No,
In the past, we gave like $200 to a candidate. I mean, I don't know. It's up to us basically. I mean, we don't have large outgoing expenses. We probably have about $500 a year in definite expenses we got to do. So it's just a decision we got to make. In the past, in the past when we did donations to multiple candidates. I think what was it, like 4 different people, and it was like $200 to each of them. One of them did not actually cash the check. So I don't know. Do you want to do like at least 200, 400? I don't know.
I move that we give Abby $200 at this juncture. And that we can discuss anything additional further later on if we have the funds to do that.
Is there
Do
a
I have a
second?
second?
I'll second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Here you go, girl.
I appreciate it. You guys are great. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Abby.
Thank you.
Thanks, Abby.
Good night.